Wrestling fans, welcome to this special edition, Capital Punishment of Tag Team. I'm your host, Cesar Scorpio, alongside the episode E. Vincent.
Hey.
This Capital Punishment was, we'll say, mediocre at best. Now, there was a couple of title changing hands. There was a couple of titles that weren't even up for grabs, and there was some spoofs that needed no reason to be spoofs. But let's start here from the beginning. First things first, new champion for the United States Championship. That is Dolph Ziggler defeating Kofi Kingston in what was probably, I might say, the best match of the night. What'd you think of that match?
That match was actually, it was pretty good. Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston, it always turns out to be pretty visually interesting as far as what both of those guys can do. This one went back and forth several times. The main key is it was unpredictable. You couldn't really tell what was going to happen until the very end, and so we got to give him props for that. And Dolph Ziggler came away with the win.
Kofi Kingston at his prime, Dolph Ziggler at his prime, and these guys weren't doing anything to make you walk away from the screen. These guys were entertaining, high risk maneuvers from both guys, action, fast paced, perfect. The kind of match you want to see here in a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Now, again, like I said, I think this might have been the best match of the night. But let's move forward here to what happened after. Next match was Alex Riley versus The Miz. This was also entertaining, seeing how The Miz was getting payback here. Alex Riley was getting payback here on The Miz, defeating The Miz in a short period of time here. What'd you think of that match?
Relatively short, but overall, they both got licks in. Alex Riley here to make a statement, basically this is sort of pretty much his debut on pay-per-view. As a solo character here, so he came in, did his thing. The Miz put up good struggles. Also, he's always talking a whole lot of good smack. So overall, it was a fairly decent match.
I think he shut The Miz up for a little while at least.
Yeah, until Monday.
It wasn't really luck. He really got him with that DDT.
He definitely made a statement.
Pretty square. So, again, that match goes to Alex Riley. Following that match, Alberto Del Rio, his match against The Big Show, ended up being pretty entertaining, to say the least, because Mark Henry,
out of nowhere,
paid muscle, comes out, as he said, out of nowhere comes out and starts abusing The Big Show. Picks up The Big Show, carries him over to the Spanish table, and the usual happens. What happened there?
Yeah, the Spanish table got destroyed.
What a surprise!
I hadn't noticed that trend until it was pointed out to me by somebody. The pay-per-views, the Spanish simulcast table always gets destroyed, and tonight was no exception. Mark Henry picked up The Big Show and didn't just roll him over, walked over to the other table. Boom. Yeah.
And then did that slam that only Mark Henry can do. Boom! And that was pretty much it. To put on top of that, the knee, boom, onto the ground, gives Del Rio something to work with. As soon as Big Show gets back in the ring, Del Rio just goes to work on that knee. Yeah. Finally ends up really, I think, ending this match when he applies the cross arm body onto his leg.
Onto the leg, yeah.
And that's it. The ref didn't call it, but the Big Show couldn't get up after that, and then it decided to call off the match. So, again, Del Rio wins. Where this goes here coming tomorrow on Raw, we'll find out. Yeah. We'll find out where this goes on from there. Next was Ezekiel Jackson defeating Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, this was a match that I was actually looking forward to. The Ezekiel Jackson, Wade Barrett, two guys that are natural-born leaders going at it for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, both of these guys have a whole lot to throw on the table. I thought this match, for what it could have been, I thought this match was a little bit short, actually. Wade Barrett, he's great at what he does. He's a big guy. He's not as muscular as Ezekiel Jackson, but he is big. And Ezekiel Jackson is just a gigantic mountain of muscles. I mean, this match really should have gone a little bit longer, but
it was good to see that, again, Wade Barrett got Ezekiel Jackson up in the wasteland and did it once. Ezekiel Jackson kicked out. Do it again. Let's see you guys kick out of the finisher twice, even 3 times. That's a classic match. Again, Ezekiel Jackson gets Wade Barrett in the rack. 2 seconds later, ding, 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 new champion. So again, it was pretty short. Could have been a little longer. I'm not sure if they were not prepared for it or they were told to make it short. Who knows? Fact of the matter is, it was short and could have been longer. But there's a new champion. Ezekiel Jackson, Intercontinental. Congratulations. Next was CM Punk defeating Rey Mysterio in what was a pretty good match again. CM Punk will never let you down. You watch CM Punk's match, he'll give you 110% every time.
Every single time.
Sell out. He's great at what he does. Rey Mysterio, likewise, but he's getting up there in age, and his high-flying style is taking a toll on him.
Yeah.
That being said, this match was okay, but again, carried by CM Punk.
Yeah, could have been better, but CM Punk, he comes across as one of those wrestlers that is probably a good one to wrestle with. You know, if you're wrestling against him, he
make you look good.
He make you look good. Meet you more than halfway. Talks a lot of smack. Everything you need in a professional wrestler. Period. So.
Yeah, and again, these guys are friends outside of the wrestling world, but I'm done with this. Again, this is something we've seen before.
Yeah.
Why this match? There's no reason for that. Cody Rhodes was nowhere to be seen. I mean, kind of thank goodness, but I'm a fan of Cody Rhodes. I like his style.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. This pay-per-view just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. Next, we had Randy Orton defeating Christian in controversy, what a surprise, for the heavyweight championship. Now, this one was pretty entertaining only because half of the crowd was for Christian, the other half was for Randy Orton.
And that's the way you want it. You know, the controversy always has to be there. And this particular match went back and forth a lot. That was also a good selling point for this match. Both of them, again, like we were mentioning, both of them kicked out of each other's finishers a couple of times. There was a couple of times where it looked like there was going to be an RKO, and it got dodged. So that this match it sold itself pretty much, but there's nothing definitive. There's no end.
Well, Randy Orton won. That's the thing. Randy Orton never loses.
And that's
period.
That right there. That's the problem. If there's no possible chance that your guy can lose, then what's the point?
Now, again, I'm having these arguments here. Not really arguments, but getting a lot of comments here on Facebook from fans advising that, I love me some Randy Orton. Nothing wrong with Randy Orton, but Christian, man, these moves that he was throwing here at Randy Orton, finally hitting him with that spear. I thought it was over. But what do you know? He kicks out.
Yeah.
Nobody kicks out of the spear except Randy Orton. But
Randy
whatever. Anyway, Randy Orton ends up winning that match. Still heavyweight champion. And we'll move on here to SmackDown. Next match, actually, was a bonus match. We had Evan Bourne defeating Jack Swagger.
Again.
In a time-killing match.
Yeah.
That's what I'll call it.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's going on with that?
It seemed like, I don't know if this was just one they tacked on just for no reason. It seemed like they might have been like buying time for something else to happen. But this is something that we've seen at least a couple of times in the very recent past.
Apparently didn't burn enough time. Because following that whack match that we've seen more than once already, there was Keith Stone with the Bellas and a bogus Obama doing a spin-a-rooney for whatever reason. Why? Jeez. Now, I understand that everybody did, again, the Queen, they did Bush, but nobody did a spin-a-rooney. Whatever. We'll move on. Next, we got to the main event. John Cena defeating R-Truth. What a surprise again. But with a child's help. R-Truth had control of the match for the most part. Getting Cena outside of the ring, finally getting out of the ring himself, saw a child with Cena gear, and he couldn't resist. Jimmy, can I get a drink of that soda? Ended up being water, took a sip, give it back to the child. Child splashed it in his face, and John Cena wakes up, throws him in the ring. Later, boom! Defends his championship. So, again, this was a pretty short pay-per-view for being Capital Punishment.
Yeah, it seemed short. I don't think it was the same length, but it just seemed short.
Mediocre is the right word to say here.
Yeah.
There was no Divas Championship defended, no Tag Team Championship defended. Again, why? I got bonus match and I got Obama? Come on. Yeah, there's no reason.
Come on.
Hopefully we get a better Raw. And again, we'll find out here tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching this special Capital Punishment edition of Tag Team. See you guys from Caesar Scorpio. This will E. Vincent next Monday. Have a good one.